मुनित्रय प्रार्थना येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। ॐ नमः पाणिनिकात्यायन पतञ्जलिभ्यः शब्दविद्या संप्रदाय प्रवर्तकेभ्यो मुनिभ्यो महद्भ्यो गुरुभ्यः। In this class we will start the Karaka Prakaranam, one of the very important prakaranas in the Ashtadhyayi. The last class we have briefly touched upon this, but we have not finished it. Karaka. Pāṇini is going to deal with the Karaka Sanya in the sutras. This is a Adhikara Sutram, Karake Adhikara Sutram. In the foregoing sutras, Karake iti adhikriyate. That will be continued in all the sutras following this. So, this is a Saptami, Karaka Shabdasya, Shabdat Saptami. This Saptami is called Nirdharana Saptami, distinctive Saptami. It distinguishes the Karaka. So, it can be inferred that there are a number of Karakas and he is going to deal with all those Karakas. So, this Karake, even though it is in singular number, he could have said Karakeshu. Even then, generally he told in the singular number. So, he is going to deal, now it itself shows that we have got a severality of Karakas. In fact, we have got 6 Karakas. He is going to tell 6 Karakas, starting from Apadana Karakam and Sampradana Karakam, Karana Karakam, Adhikarana Karakam, Karma Karakam, Kartru Karakam. Hetu is also one of the Karakas, but it can be joined with Karta. So, what is this Karakam? Karoti iti Karakam. It does. What does it do? It establishes a certain relationship with the verb in the sentence. It has got a relationship with the verb. In a sentence, the verb is a must. Without a verb, you can't frame a sentence. So, these Karakas, the several words in the sentence, they are called Karakas when they establish a particular type of relationship with the verb, direct relationship with the verb. What does it do? Karake means it does. Kriyam karoti iti Karakam. What do you mean by Kriyam karoti? Kriyam utpadayati. Kriya utpadanasya hetur bhavati. But the production of verb, it becomes the reason, it becomes the nimittam, it becomes the source. So it has got a direct relationship with the verb. Several types of Karakas he is going to deal with. And then this Karaka arrangement is a great contribution of Sanskrit literature for the world literature. very few languages, modern or ancient, have got this karaka vyavastha, the arrangement of karakas. Now, in the modern times also, this is a subject of research for language study. Because of this karaka vyavastha, we have got a definite advantage in the Sanskrit language. In the framing of a sentence, the order of the words doesn't matter at all. The order of the words can be changed because each word, by its own karaka meaning, it directly connects to the verb. So wherever the word is there, the connection is constant. This word connects with the verb in this sense, in this karaka sense, like that. So wherever the word is kept in the sentence, it doesn't matter. The meaning of the sentence will not change. If you take an example, it will be very clear. Suppose I frame a sentence. Ramaha tvaraya vidyalayam gacchati gruhat. A simple sentence we have framed. Here gacchati is the verb. Goes. Suddenly, when you say goes, suddenly a akanksha will develop in your mind. Who goes? Who is the person? Who is the person doing that verb, doing the action? Gacchati is gamana, action, the action of going. Who is that person who is doing that action? So Rama. So Rama, the word, establishes a direct connection with gacchati in a particular sense. In the sense of who is that man doing that work. So he has called it kartru karakam. Rama is karta for gacchati verb. So again, where does he go? He reaches which place? By gamanakriya, tasya gamanam kasyam disi kam prapayutum gamanam gramam vidyalayam. He goes to school. Vidyalaya is the word which is directly connected to gacchati, signifying the sense, the gacchati kriyayaha phalam vidyalayam. Gamana kriyayaha, the result of this gamana kriya directly connected to the vidyalaya. So this is called karma karakam. And then gacchati, grihat is one word we have framed here. Grihat gacchati vidyalaya. That means he starts from the griha, from the house. So this is the gamana kriyayaha kasmat avadhehe gamanam bhavati. From which source he is going to other place. So this griha shabda, it is connecting directly with gacchati in a different sense. That means from where he goes. Before the starting of the going process, where was he? From which place he gets separated. We are going to deal all these things separately. So this griha is a apadana karakam. And then tvaraya gacchati. This is almost a kriya visheshanam. He goes fastly. This is used with tritiya. Tvara, agaranta strilinga shabda tvara, tvaraya, speedily. So it has also got connection with gacchati. He is going to tell Karaka Sanya Sutras. The first Karaka Sanya Sutram, Dhruvam Apaye Apadanam. That we will be taking up next. But dealing with Karaka, Adhikara Sutram, we can cite it as an example. Dhruvam apaye apadanam. Apadana Karaka Sanya he is explaining in this sutra. What is the Apadana Karakam? Apadana means getting separated. Apa means getting separated. Adana means taking. Taking something separated from some other thing. So, here he says, Dhrumam apaye apadanam in this sutra, he is going to tell us a particular limit from which apaya takes place. Apaya means separation, estrangement, falling off, getting away from that place. The particular place, the particular limit from which the separation or estrangement takes place, that limit is termed apadana karakam. Then why this karaka is used? There can be some words in the sentence without having this karaka sanya. For example, vrukshasya parnam patati. Here, suppose you say vrukshat varnam patati, the limit is vruksha, from that limit this leaf is falling, patati, verb. Vrukshat has got direct connection with patati. From which source this is leaving? This is getting apart. This is getting estranged. So this becomes apadana karakam. Vrukshasya parnam patati. Icharthe, the leaf belonging to vruksha, it is falling. So this vruksha has nothing to do with falling. The leaf is falling. Incidentally, he is telling that leaf belongs to the vruksha. So this vruksha shabda, it is not a karakam here. Because it is not directly connected with patati. Vruksha is not falling. Parnam patati. Then why vruksha is referred there? Parnasya vishesham vadati. Parnaha, this parnam has got connection with vruksha. It is lying in the vruksha before falling apart has taken place. Then we will go to the next Karaka Sutram. Dhruvam apaye apadanam. Karake iti anuvartate. Adhikara Sutram. That means Karake we have to add. Here you have got three words. Apadanam is the name of the Karaka. Apayaha is the context of the Karaka. Dhruvam is the Apadana Karaka, Sanya Shabdaha. Here, Apadana Karakam, Dhruvam is the Apadana Karakam. When Apaya takes place, Apaya means separation, falling apart, dissociation, estrangement, so on and so forth. So what is Dhruvam? Dhruvam generally means unchangeability, fixedness. That is a general sense. Because it is emanating from dhatu dhru, dhrusthairye, dhruvati, ichukte, he becomes firm there, is firmly seated there. So this dhruvam, in this particular Karaka Sutram, dhruvam is not meant in the general sense. It is not an unchangeable thing. It's a fixed thing. For example, fixed means asya rupam dhruvam. His shape doesn't change. Asya siram dhruvam. His character doesn't change. So in that sense, this is not used here. Dhruvam is used in the sense of avadhi. Avadhi from which the estrangement is taking place. apaya is taking place. So he has defined this apadana karakam like this. Dhruvam yad apaya yuktam. Dhruvam, a limit which is connected with apaya, apaya yuktam, which has got apaya from it. Apaye sadhye yad avadhibhutam tat karakam apadanam ichuktam. When avadhi is defined and this apayaha is taking place. Apayaha means estrangement is taking place, separation is taking place. This separation is taking place from which source? From which limit? That limit is called apadana karakam. The limit from which estrangement is described is termed apadana karakam. One example we take. Gramad agachyati. Here grama shabda is the apadana karakam. The relationship of grama with the verb agachyati, what is the relationship? Agamanam, that is going away from a particular place, coming from a particular place. This coming from a particular place, it will be happening only when there is estrangement of that particular person from that grama. So the limit from which the estrangement has taken place, the limit from which the separation has taken place, the man is separating himself from the village and coming down to some other place. So the grama, the word grama is the limit of estrangement. Who is going? A person is going. He is karta. Gramad agachyati devadattaha. Agachyati is the kriya. The limit from which he gets separated is called dhruvam. So that is apadanam. So apadanam, it gets panchami. Apadane panchami is going to tell in the next pada. Because all the karakas have been defined in this particular pada, and in the coming chapter, another pada, the vibhaktis being employed for a particular karaka, they are described in the vibhakti prakarana.
So that is second adhyaya.
Second adhyaya. So they are not described here side by side. In certain prakriya books like Kaumudi, this karaka principle as well as the vibhakti enjoined for that karaka, they are combined together and presented for better understanding. But here in Ashtadhyayi, all the karaka sanya sutrani have been included in a particular pada, and in another pada of the next chapter, vibhakti prachaya, vibhakti concept is explained there.
So all together the vibhaktis will be in one distinct pada.
Yes.
They are not distributed again.
Karmani dvitiya, it starts from that. Panchami apadani, like that. So, gramad agachyati. Parvatad avarohati. From the cliff of the hill, he gets separated and comes down. Avarohati means comes down, climbs down. This climbing down is happening from the cliff of the hill. So, Parvatad avarohati. Parvata shabdaha is the apadana karakam here. Panchami apadane. Here we have got a vartika. Jugupsa virama pramadarthanam upasankhyanam. Upasankhyanam means this is also to be mentioned. This is also apadana karakam. Jugupsa virama pramadardhanam. When dhatus expressing jugupsa, jugupsa means dislike, hatred. Virama, refraining from a particular thing, stopping a particular activity. Pramada Pramada means faltering. Faltering from the path. Mistaking. You can say from the right conduct, falling from the right conduct. Pramada. So when these concepts have been explained by certain dhatus, then the thing from which jugupsa has taken place, and the thing from which virama has taken place, and the thing in which a pramada is happening, they are taken as apadana karakam. Upasankhyanam means adhika vachanam. They are also to be included in the adhika vachanam as apadana karakam. We have explained the meanings of these concepts. Then we will take one by one example. Jugupsadhyarthanam dhatunam prayoge apadana sanyaya pratipadanam kartavyam ityartha. In the use of dhatus, meaning hatred, stopping, or getting faltered, in this connection, the thing from which these things take place, they are called apadana karakam. Jugupsa we will take. Adharmat jugupsate. Guptij kidbhyaha sanniti. Coming chapter we are going to get it. Jugupsa means hatred, dislike. Adharmat jugupsate. Jugupsate is the word. Gup is the dhatu. Tasmat san pratyaya. Guptij kidbhyaha sanniti sutrena. San means ishtardha pratyaya. Ichchati ichartha. Adharmat jugupsate. He hates virtueless behavior. He goes astray from vice. Going astray is there. Jugupsa is not only hatred, but trying to not to enter that field. You going astray from vice. Adhering to dharma. Being away from adharma. So, being away, that concept is there. In fact, even without this Vartika also, from the main principle, we can understand this also, because getting away is there. So, the concept of getting away is there. From which he is getting away, that gets the apadana karakam. So, in Mahabhashya, Patanjali Mahasaya, he has not, rejected this Vartikam. Pratyakyatam tena. It is not necessary, he said. The main principle itself explains this context.
That is implied there.
Yes. So, adharmat viramati. Viramati. Viramati means?
To be away from.
To be away from. Pramada. Dharmat pramadyati. Pramadyati means he falters. Dharmat. From dharma concept, from dharma, he falters. He falls down. He is estranged from dharma. Madi praharshe iti dhatuhu, prapurvaka mad dhatuhu, pramadyati iti mad dhatoho, upadha dirgho bhavati. Mad bhavati. Divadiganaha. Pramadyati. Now we will go to the next rule. Bhitrarthanam bhayahetuhu. Bhitrarthanam bhayahetuhu. Yes, we have got two words here. In this rule also, apadana karaka. That will be continuing. Karaka is the Adhikara Sutram, Apadanam continues. In all these Apadana Sutras, Apadana word will be continuing. Anuvartate. Bhi tra ardhanam. Bhi and tra, they are dhatus. Bhi bhaye. Bibheti. He becomes afraid. He fears. Tra. Trai palane. Iti dhatu. Protects. Trai becomes a tra. Adecha upadeshe asiti sutrena akaraha adesho bhavati aikarasya akara adesho bhavati trayate atmanepadam trayate means he protects. So vibheti, he is getting afraid, he is fearing, and somebody is protecting him. In this context, in the usage of bhi dhatuhu and trai dhatuhu, bhaya hetuhu, bhayasya hetuhu, bhaya hetuhu. Hetuhu means reason, the cause of fear. In both contexts, cause of fear is there. When somebody gets afraid, what is the source of fear? The cause of fear. Which is making him afraid?
A thief or a wild animal.
Yes.
Like that.
Palane also, try. He protects from what? Some fear, from fearful object only he is protecting. So, in the usage of these two dhatus, bhaya hetuhu, the reason of fear, the cause of fear, it gets the apadana karaka sanya. Bhibheti ardhanam, trayati ardhanam cha dhatunam prayoge, bhaya hetuhu yaha bhavati tat karakam apadana sanyam bhavati. Example is Chaurebhyo bibheti. The karta is not mentioned here because that's not so much important here. Chaurebhyo bibheti. Bibheti is the word. He becomes afraid. He fears. What is the cause of fear? Chauryaha. Chauraha. Chauryam is the bhavartha. Chauraha or choraha. Same thing. Thief. A thief is the cause of fear here. So he gets the apadana karakam. Chaurebhyo. Chaurebhyaha. Bhyaha is the panchami vibhaktehe bahuvachana pratyayah. Chaurat, chaurabhyam, chaurebhyaha. Bhitra ardhanam. Ichuktam kila. That means any other word which contains the same meaning, in the usage of that word also, this bhaya hetu will be apadana karakam. Not only bhi is to be used, only trai is to be used is not mentioned here. Ardhanam. Sadrushardhanam dhatunam cha. So, udvijate. Viji bhaya chalanayoho. Viji dhatuhu bhaya chalane vartate. Bhayeta bhayecha chalanecha vartate. So, udvijate. Udpurvaka vija. Udvijate. It has got the same sense of getting afraid. Chaurebhyaha udvijate. Adhava trasa. Trasyati. Chaurebhyaha trasyati. And this palana, trai. Trai means palane. Palayati, rakshati, trayate, rakshati, palayati, samanarthaka dhatavaha. So, chaurebhyaha trayate. The karta is not mentioned here. One karta is protecting him from the thieves. So, chaura shabdaha atra bhaya hetuhu. It gets apadana karakam. Chaurebhyaha rakshati. Chaurebhyaha rakshati rakshaka bhataha. Chaurebhyaha rakshati raja. Chaurebhyaha palayati. Same meaning. Then why bhaya hetu is mentioned here? If the sentence contains a word which is not the reason of fear, then it doesn't get apadana karakam. For example, aranye bibheti. He becomes afraid in the forest. Here, aranyam is not the bhaya hetuhu. Bhaya hetuhu exists in the aranyam. Bhaya hetu may be a lion, or a tiger, or a wild animal,
Or a dacoit.
or a dacoit. But the place of the fear, the place in which the fear is caused is aranyam. So that aranyam has nothing to do with bhaya hetuhu. So that doesn't get apadana karakam. So it gets the adhikarana karakam. Aranye bibheti. Aranye trayate. We'll go to the next rule. Paraje rasodhaha. Paraje asodhaha. Sandhi vibhagaha. Apadanam karake. That will be anuvurti. Parapurvasya jayatehe prayoge. Jayati iti dhatuh prayoge. Parapurvake. Asodhaha yaha arthaha. Asodhaha means sodhum na shakyaha, which is intolerable, which cannot be tolerated. Asodhum ashakyaha. Asodhaha tat karakam apadana sanyam bhavati. The dhatu to be used here is fixed. Parapurvaka ji. Parajehe. Paraji ityasya. Ji jaye abhibhavecha iti dhatu pataya. Jayeti iti lat rupam. Para, if you add para, this upasarga before jayati, parajayati. Parajayati means it becomes intolerable. Which is making him intolerable? From which he is feeling intolerability?
The defeat.
Defeat. Defeat means mental defeat here. There is no war here. Mental defeat. So, he wants to be away from it because he is not able to tolerate. In that sense, parapurvaka ji dhatu is used here. When parapurvaka ji dhatu is used, asodhaha visayaha, asodhaha arthaha, apadana sanjakam bhavati. Asodhaha means sodhum na shakyaha. A thing which cannot be tolerated. A thing from which a person gets estranged. So the example will be Adhyayanat parajayate. Parapurvaka ji dhatu who will get atmanepada. Viparabhyam jehe iti sutrena. Atmanepada pakaranam we have read this sutra. Viparabhyam jehe iti atmanepadam bhavati. Adhyayanat parajayate. Notice he is not able to tolerate adhyayanam. Study. Adhyayanam means study. He wants to be away from the study because it cannot be tolerated by him. Asodhaha iti kim? Shatrun parajayate. Here parajayate word is used in a different meaning. Parajayate means defeats. The earlier meaning you have told, here it is there. Parajayate, he doesn't mean he is getting vexed from this. He is not able to tolerate it. That meaning is not there. Parapurvaka ji dhatuhu, in another meaning it can be used like this. Parajayate, he defeats. Yes. So, shatrun parajayate. Here, shatru shabdaha, he defeats the enemies. He is not afraid of the enemies. He is not intolerable of the enemies. He becomes one better than the enemies. So there is no question of intolerance. So here Shatru Shabdaha will not be Apadanam. Instead it will be Karmakarakam, because he defeats, whom he defeats? Karma is Shatru. Shatrun Parajayate. Next sutra, Varanarthanam Ipsitaha. Apadanam Karake will be following. Here, Ipsitaha is in Prathama Vibhakti. Varanardhanam. Varanartha, Varana, it refers to Dhatu. Dhatus having a similar meaning of Varana. Varana Ardhanam. Having equal meaning with Varana. Varana means stopping. Not allowing access to something is called Varana.
Nivarana can be said?
Yes, Varana is as good as Nivarana. Nivarana means Nisheshena Varanam. That stresses the word Varana. Varana means stopping. Allowing a person not to have access to a particular thing. That particular thing should be Ipsitaha. That means he very much desires it. Ipsitaha means Aptumishtaha. So, Ipsitaha Aptumishtaha Visayaha Atra Apadanakarakam Bhavati. When Varanartha verbs are used, Varayati, Ichadi verbs are used, then the thing or the person whom a particular person wants to get access to it, he is not allowing, he is withdrawing him from that Ipsitaha. He is not allowing the person to achieve the Ipsita Visayaha. Ipsitaha means Aptumishtaha.
He himself doesn't allow himself, or somebody
No.
doesn't.
A Karta, he prevents a particular person or a particular animal from getting access to a particular thing. Which thing is liked by that person who wants to approach it. He wants to approach it, so the another person is preventing him from approaching it. So Varanardhanam Dhatunam Prayoge Yaha Ipsitaha. Ipsitaha means Aptumishtaha. The person, a thing which is very much desired by a person wanting to go, wanting to get access to it. That arthaha, tat karakam apadanam bhavati. Obstructing from getting, that is the meaning. Preventing from, making it inaccessible. The thing which is desired but prevented from getting access to it, that is called apadanakarakam. Udaharanam is Yavebhyo Gaha Varayati. Here also Karta is not mentioned. Gaha Varayati. He is preventing a cow or cows. Gaha is plural number. Gam is singular number. Yavebhyo Gaha Varayati. A particular person is preventing the cows from getting access to Yavadhanya. Yava crop. Yava cereals. Yavadhanya. Just like paddy, Yavadhanya. So, in a particular place, the cows want to grab Yavadhanyani. So, this person is preventing them from getting access to it.
That is
Varanarthanam. The thing from which it is prevented to get access, that is called apadanakarakam. So yava shabdaha atra apadanam. Yavebhyaha idi bahuvachanam. Panchami bahuvachanam. Yavat yavabhyam yavebhyaha. One prevents the cows who are about to access the Yavadhanyam. So here Ipsitaha, Aptumishtaha, the thing which is wanted The thing which is tried to get access to it. That is the apadana karakam. So that ipsitaha only will get the apadana karakam. So yavebhyo gaha varayati kshetre. In this sentence, kshetra shabdaha yavebhyo gaha varayati. A person prevents the cows from getting access to yavadhanya in a field. So this field, kshetra means field. The field has nothing to do with varanardham. So the yavadhanya is placed in the field, and in that field cow also is placed. So the cow wants to get access to yavadhanya. So the yajamana is preventing him because he thinks that by eating yavadhanya, these cows will get diseased. And that means they will become rogagrastaha. It will spoil their health. So he doesn't want to get them spoil their health. So he is preventing from getting access to yavadhanya. So this kshetra shabdaha, it is not varanardhanam ipsitaha. Ipsitaha, kshetra is not the ipsitam. Only yava is ipsitam. So the kshetra shabda has not got the panchami. We will go to the next sutra. Antardhau yena adarshyanamichyati. Antardhau yena adarshyanamichyati. Here you have got 4 words. Apadana karakam will continue. Antardhihi. The panchami is antardhau. What is antardhihi? Concealing oneself, hiding oneself, disappearing from a particular person. That means with an intention of he should not sight me, he should not find me, he should not see me. With that intention, if a person is he is hiding himself, he is concealing himself, that is called antardhihi. Antardhihi means vyavadhanam. Yena adarshyanamichyati. What is the apadana karakam here? Yena. Yaha visayaha. Yaha purusaha. Adhava ya stri. Adarshanam taya or tena adarshanam bhavet. Iti ichha. The person conceals himself from a particular different person whom he doesn't like to see or whom he doesn't like to be seen by.
Both the sides.
Yes. So he is concealing himself from the sight of the other person. So ena adarshana means not being able to see. Ena, the person from whom he wants to disappear. Yes. So that person, ichchati also is used here. Ichcha. The person concealing himself, he has got the desire not to be seen by the other person. So that other person will be the apadana karakam. Hiding oneself or concealing himself, when such dhatus are used, the person from whom one wishes to hide himself is termed apadana karakam. A very apt example is given here. Upadhyayat antardhatte chhatraha. Antardhatte is the antardhi vishayaka kriya here. Antar is just like upasarga. Dhatte is the kriya. Dha dhatuhu. Chhatraha. Chhatraha is the karta here. Upadhyayat antardhatte. Antardhatte. What does it mean? The student hides himself from the sight of the teacher, so that the teacher may not catch hold of him and starts punishing or start giving him a lesson, etc. So upadhyaya shabdah atra apadhanakarakam bhavati. Kimardham? Upadhyayasya adarshana michyati chhatraha. He wants the upadhyaya not to cite him. Here upadhyaya is the person whom the karta does not wish to be cited, and hence apadhanakarakam. Or antardhav it is generally used. Antardhatte is the word used here, direct connection with antardhihi. Such words also can be, such dhatus, other dhatus also can be used. For example, niliyate, he hides himself. Krishnaha niliyate matuhu. Iti Bhagavata example. Krishnaha niliyate matuhu. Matuhi is Panchami. From mother, he wants to hide himself. Why this antardhav is used here? Antardhav is used. Suppose he doesn't want to see a particular person, but he is not concealing himself. Then that particular person whom he doesn't want to see is not apadhanakarakam. Unless concealment is there, unless hiding from his sight is there, apadhanakarakam will not come. Chauran na didruchyate. He doesn't want to see thieves. He is very much present with the thieves, but he doesn't want to see them. That means he doesn't want to hide himself. Here, hiding is not there. Doesn't want to see, that's all. Adarshana michyati. Adarshana, he himself doesn't want to see them.
But doesn't hide himself.
He is not afraid of the thieves. So here, chaura shabdaha, it is not apadhanakarakam. That is why chauran na didruchyate. Didruchyate means wants to see. Na didruchyate means doesn't want to see. He doesn't want to see the thieves. Thieves here, karmakarakam bhavati. Then why this ichyati grahanam is taken here? He could have said antardhav ena adarshanam tad apadhanakarakam. He could have said it. Why this ichyati word is used? Ichyati word is used. Ichyati means he wishes, he desires that somebody else should not see him. Why this desire is there? Why this ichyati grahanam is taken here means one happens to see the other person, actually sees him, but he doesn't actually wish to see him. Against his wish, he sees.
He happens to see.
Then that also will get the apadhanakarakam. One does not hide himself, but very much wishes that he should not see him. Only wish is there, but actually he is seeing.
He sees.
Suppose some unwanted guest will come to your house. You don't want to see. You don't want to see, but you sit there.
Yeah.
For courtesy's sake. And you sit there keeping your head away. So, ichyati grahanam is important here. Ichyati means adarshanam ichyati. While he is seeing them, actually the sight of seeing is taking place, the kriya seeing is taking place, but the wish is there that he should not see them. In such cases also, this can be used apadhanakarakam. Then we will go to the next sutra. Akhyatopayoge apadhanakarakam. Here two words are there. Akhyata, upayoge. Upayoga, when upayoga takes place, upayoge means when upayoga takes place. What is this upayoga? Generally it means use. Here it is not used in that sense. Upayoga means Niyamapurvaka Vidya Grahanam. That means, in the olden days, the students used to go to a teacher and they are supposed to obey certain rules, scholastic rules. So, with those obeying such rules, he takes the education from the teacher. Olden system, a Gurukula system. For example, a Chhatra is supposed to reside with him continuously. And it's just like a hostel life. But hostel itself is his Gurukula itself is the hostel. Guru's household itself is his hostel. And 24 hours he is supposed to be with him. And he used to do some paricharya also, seva also. Shushrusa is called Shushrusa. So, Niyamapurvaka Vidya Grahanam is termed Upayoga here. When Upayoga takes place, learning process takes place while fulfilling the scholastic obligations and duties. That is called Upayoga.
Can it be called conditioned education?
No. It's not conditioned. It is because nobody is restricting him. The system itself is there like that. A father leaves the child, father leaves the son near the Guru with a request to train him in a particular Shastra, in particular Veda, etc. Akhyata here means the speaker. Pratipadayita, the man who is imparting education, the educator. Here educator is called Akhyata. Upayoga is Niyamapurvaka Vidyagrahanam. That means receiving education subjected to certain rules of the scholastic rules. As per the scholastic rules, when education is being received, the person educator is termed Apadana Karakam. Upadhyayat Adhite. Upadhyaya, teacher. Upadhyayat Adhite. Adhite means he studies. Adhyayanarthe vartate. Adhite. Who is the educator here? Upadhyaya. Adhyayana kriya bhavati. Upayogaha bhavati. Adhyayana kriya bhavati. The Adhyapakaha, Upadhyaya is the educator here. So Upadhyaya gets Apadana Karakam. Panchami. Upadhyayat Adhite. We can understand this restriction of Upayoga by taking a counter example. Why this Upayoga is taken? The sentence counter example states, Natasya Gadham Shrunoti. Natasya Gadham Shrunoti. Nata means a dramatic person. He tells a story with all his dramatic talents. Harikatha, Burra Katha. So, he listens to him. He listens to a Nata. But is the Nata educator? He is educator only, but Niyamapurvaka Vidya Grahanam is not there. Suppose he gets a slumber, that doesn't prevent him to go to sleep. When you are hearing a Nata telling a story in a dramatic way, in a Nataka, in a Harikatha, Ganam, etc., suppose you slip into slumber, nobody will object to it. You are not going against the scholastic principles. So, Niyamapurvaka Vidyagrahanam is not there. Even though the Nata is educating you, That is, he is telling a story. So, because there is no learning on the other side with strict guidelines of the learning process, then he is not apadana karakam. So, natasya gadham, the gadha, the story being told, it belongs to the nata. It is coming from the mouth of nata. We will go to the next sutra. Jani kartuhu prakrutihi. Karake apadanam will continue. Jani, this is a dhatu. Jani pradurbhave, getting birth, being born, taking birth. Jani karta, jani kartuhu is sashti. Jani kartru shabdasya sashti. Who is jani karta? The person being born. Jani is being born. This is the verb. The karta for jani, that means the person who is being born is called jani karta. The person taking birth. Jani kartuhu prakritihi. Prakritihi means a reason. Karanam. The reason of birth. That means birth is taking place, a person is being born. And the reason for this birth is something else. So that something else will be the prakriti. That will be apadana karakam. Example we will take. Shrungat sharo jayate. Sharaha means a particular type of grass. Jayate means it is born. Shrungat. Shrunga means hilltop. The grass is grown on the hilltop. Hilltop is the reason for the grass, the birth of grass. So, prakritihi, janikartu. Janikarta count. Who is the janikarta here?
Shrunga.
Shara, grass, grass.
Grass.
So, janikarta is grass. The reason for jan, that is reason for being born, is the hilltop. So, hilltop gets the apadana karakam. That is Panchami. Shrungat sharaha jayate. Gomayat vrishchikah jayate. Gomaya means cow dung. Vrishchikah jayate. Vrishchika is janikarta here. Vrishchika means a scorpion. A scorpion is being born. Janikarta here is vrishchika. The reason of birth is Gomayaha. So, Gomaya gets the apadana karakam. Gomayat vrishchikah jayate. We will go to the next sutra also. Bhuvaha prabhavaha. Kartuhu will follow from the previous rule. Bhuvaha kartuhu prabhavaha apadana karakam bhavati. Bhuvaha means bhudhatuhu. Bhu sattayam, the being. Bhuvaha kartuhu prabhavaha. Prabhavaha means bhavati prabhavati asmat. Emanates from that particular thing. Bhuvaha kartuhu prabhavaha apadana karakam bhavati. Where from a thing emanates, that is called apadana karakam. Bhu means emanating, existing. Where from a thing exists, where from a thing emanates, where from a thing is particularly is seen for the first time in creation. Where from a particular thing is emanating itself, manifesting itself. That is called prabhavaha. Prabhava you will get apadana karakam. Example is Himavataha Ganga prabhavati. Ganga, the river Ganges, emanates from the Himalayas. Actually, the birth of Ganga is not from Himalayas. Our Purana states, Sakshat Vishnupadadeva, Vishnupadabhyameva Ganga Jayate iti. So, Vishnupada is the source of birth of Ganges. But the Prapancha, in creation, we see Ganga emanating from a particular place, Gangotri in Himalayas.
Glacier.
Himavataha, Himavan, Prabhavaha. The thing from which Ganges emanates, that gets Apadana Karaka. Ganga is first found in Himalayas. Kashmirebhyaha vitasta prabhavati. Bias, the name of Bias in Sanskritam is Vitasta. Vitasta Kashmirebhyaha prabhavati. The river Bias emanates from Kashmir land. So the Kashmir land is Apadana Karakam here. It gets a Panchami. Kashmirebhyaha. So with this sutra, we will come to the end of the Apadana Karaka Sanya. So next Karakam we will take in the next class. We will come to our refrain with Shanti Mantra. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.